Okay, decided to do a short intro this time. Um, Continuing on from where we left off. Um, we just got through with some. We just did the dungeon, and now we are off to deal with some more stuff. I also just took a look at like all five, six patches. This is the longest patch. So this one will probably turn into about, I don't know, more than likely 3 episodes, considering I only did 3 missions on that first one. So let's continue on from where we left off.
Well, well, well. So many visitors. Come to have a good laugh, have you? Or do you mean to put me out of my misery? To finish what you started? It's about bloody time.
That's not why we're here, no. Do you remember what I said? How I promised you you'd live long enough to see us win our freedom? Well, I meant it. And not to mock you either.
You're wasting your time. All of this is pointless! There's no reason to keep me alive, and you know it! I killed your men. I killed my men. And you know what my only regret is? That I didn't kill you when I had the chance!
That's a lie, and you know it! You think we can't tell what you're trying to do? That we're blind? Yeah, you're a fool, but you're not stupid. You're ruthless. Relentless. You'd give up anything and everything to get what you want. You didn't come this far, climbing over the bodies of your own brothers and sisters just to piss it all away. I see you, Fedora. I see you for what you are.
Damn, talk about reading a person.
Come along, Fadola. We mustn't be late. The Imperial Viceroy will be attending today's banquet.
All right. Father, what's Lord Gaius like? Is he nice? Are you friends?
There you go again with all your questions. Lord Gaius is a great and honourable man who looks after all of Alamigo. He's very busy, and if we don't hurry, we'll miss our chance to see him.
Filthy tin-head lovers.
Father, what did that man call us?
The little tin-head lover doesn't know what she is, eh? A traitor, sweetheart. A backstabbing bitch who'd gladly betray her kith and kin to gnaw on what few scraps the Imperials deign to toss her. Like your bastard father and whore mother.
That's not true! My parents are good people! They've never done anything like that!
Oh, but they were quick to help themselves and their bitch spawn, weren't they? You're just as guilty as them. Fadola! Traitors!
Please, you have to do something. My husband and daughter are in danger.
Soldiers of the Imperial Army are under no obligation to intervene in the disputes of arms.
We're citizens. We have rights.
I'm scared.
It's all right. It's all right. They don't understand, but they'll see in time. They'll see that this is the only way to survive.
Traitors! Traitors!
Let the savages have their fun. They'll be more compliant once they've tired themselves out.
Fadola, please. You already have citizenship. Why would you want to become a soldier? Oh, gods. What have you done to your face?
Forgotten it already, have you? I'm honoring Father's memory.
By telling the world that you know better than a common savage.
Am I though, Mother? Are any of us? Can't you see? Citizenship means nothing to them. If you're not a pure-blood Garlean, you're no different from any other savage. So I'll play the part. I'll join the Legion and I'll make them respect me. And when the mob see that, they'll think twice before throwing their stones. Ansfrid, Rudolph, Emlyn. It's time. It'll be hard. Humiliating. They'll try to break us. Send us crawling back to our own kind. But we won't, no matter what. We'll bleed for them, die for them if we have to. We'll do whatever it takes to be free!
So, you mean to play the part one last time, eh? The unrepentant traitor whose death will serve to unite the people?
Shut up.
You had every chance to kill yourself. Fashion a noose from your clothes. Wait for the guards to leave you alone long enough to slip it over your neck.
I said shut up!
Oh, but then it would have all been for nothing, wouldn't it? Whatever it takes. That's what you said.
Been in my head, have you? Had a little peek at my past? And what? A few stolen memories tell you everything you need to know, do they? Don't you dare patronize me! You don't know a god's damned thing about the life I've led! The bastards that killed him. The bastards that let it happen. My father deserved better! I swore I'd do whatever it took to make them pay! You. All that power. All that pain. It's too much. Too much for anyone. The things they've done to you. The lies. The betrayal. The endless fighting. Yet there you stand. Unbroken. How? Why? Damn you all.
You still have time, Fordola. Think about how you want to spend it.
I don't like the fact that the guard moved. The guard's gonna try and kill her.
Let's go.
Okay, I'm wrong. Never mind then. I don't know what we've solved. I don't know that we solved anything exactly, but we've given Fordola something to think about at least. Aye, and I found something new to think about too. I don't know about you, Sapphire, but the visions only come to me every now and then. From the way Fordola kept wincing, though, I get the feeling she's having them almost all the time. That's a lot of bad memories to deal with. I wonder, could there be some fundamental difference between one who was born with the echo and one who has been artificially imbued with it? Well, the Immortal Flames have been scouring the research facility ever since the liberation. There's a chance they may have answers for us. General Alden's there overseeing the investigation. Let's go and pay him a visit, shall we? General Alden's inside. Will you be joining him? Yes. This place looks just terrifying. Kingdom Hearts. What news? You spoke with Fordola, I take it? Yes, as expected, she didn't say very much, but it wasn't a total waste of time. Arn noticed something odd about her. He thinks she might be having visions almost constantly, which is not how the Echo normally works. Have you found anything here which might explain why it's so different for her? We've been hard-pressed to organize the research materials, let alone study them. To be frank, I'd welcome the Scion's expert assistance if you have time to lend a hand. So many bodies. Every one of them a victim of his experiments. Oh, jeez, that's what all that is back there? Ooh, wow. Few show signs of external injury. From what we've been able to determine, they perished from forcible aether extraction. Such a miserable way to die. This device in which Kryl was held seemed even more ominous. Now you know its purpose. The surrounding pods are marked supply subject, while this one bears master subject. Huh, interesting. The Ironworks receive a request from the Alliance to analyze these devices, and I've been recording everything of interest. Did you notice the labeling? All the pods are designed to drain the aether of the occupant, save for the one right here. Unlike the others, the interior's been fitted with an array of sensors to measure etheric waveforms. To what purpose, however, I could not tell you. I know little and less of science, and any light you can shed on this facility's operations would be much appreciated. Sapphire, shall we start with you? Taken in combination with the testimony of Kryl and Thancred, I do begin to see exactly what the Imperials were attempting here. The enhancement procedure entailed infusing a single candidate with aether siphoned from multitude of supply subjects. As for the master subject, in this case Kryl, the patterns of her etheric activity would have provided the model upon which they would artificially engineer the candidate's aura. In other words, they were trying to recreate Kryl's echo. Huh. I believe so, which would explain our prisoner's present state. Kryl is possessed of an unrivaled ability to hear the whispers of the soul, and it seems probable that the procedure endangered the same acute sensitivity in Fredola. The soldiers who guard Fredola, many of them lost friends and family to the skulls. And there is a sentry at her door day and night. If she can't help sensing their thoughts and seeing their past, but you don't just see their past, you live it. All the emotions, all the pain. Imagine what it'd do to you. You'd never be the same person. Yeesh! Ugh. Okay. That explains her comment about all the pain, all the loss. Wow. Indeed, as you may recall, Isael was completely transformed by a single glimpse of Racevelger's past. Fredola has been forced to experience the agony of those whose lives she destroyed. The guilt must be unbearable. That explains her request to be executed. Sounds to me like a kind of justice. Regardless, she can suffer on for now. We have more pressing matters to consider. If the results of these experiments have been relayed back to Garlemald, there will be naught to stop the Empire from repeating the trick. They could give the echo to anyone, to an entire legion. We must be ready. We must learn all we can of these godforsaken's procedures, and Fredola remains our best source of information. She'll not be getting her wish. Not yet. Right. Keep faith, lass. If you're to convince others to follow you, you must believe what you're telling them. People respond to passion, but not if it's feigned. I understand. Thank you, General. We should leave the flames to it. Let's go. And where are we going? I go looking for answers about the Echo and end up getting schooled by Raban. Yet, more evidence that I don't know what I'm doing. It's no wonder people listen to him and not me. General Alden is a veteran of countless campaigns, Lise. You cannot compare yourself to a commander of his experience. I know, but I also know that I couldn't have convinced that mob to give up and go home. It makes me realize how much we rely on his authority, and how much I still have to learn. I wonder what he'll do when everything here is settled. I mean, it's his homeland. After going through after going to the trouble of winging it back, he might not want to stay. 'Tis a quandary which countless refugees now face: to continue their life they built in Ul'dah, or start again in the land of their birth. I don't like the ribbon on my ear. Sapphire, a moment. Oh, hi, Pippin. Where'd you come from? He's so tiny. I am newly returned from Ul'dah with a message from the Sultana. Her Grace desires an audience with you. She understands that you have responsibilities here, but asks that you visit the palace at your earliest convenience. So now. Well, I must away and attend to other business. Until next time, my friends. An audience with the Sultana. Depending on the nature of her consultation, this might be the perfect opportunity to inquire about the General's future plans. Yes, we'd all like to know about those. Alfino, but not everyone's as comfortable interrogating royalty as you. Take no notice of him, Sapphire. I have 7 missions to go. Well, the question of how to put the Mad King's treasure trove to good use shows no sign of answering itself. Shall we be about it, Arnvald? I am at your beck and call. And I should be getting back to my own task. I'll organize a squad to head down into the ruins, then start preparing for a big meeting. Oh, send Anamo my regards, Sapphire. I shall. And ours too, if you please. We shall see you on your return. Alright, to Ul'dah. The last time we were in here, she died.
I thank you for answering my summons in these most interesting times. You have been busy. The liberation of Alamigo will have far-reaching consequences, and there is a matter upon which I would seek your counsel. I speak of Raubarn and his future. All know the tale of his rise from penniless refugee to member of the Syndicate and General of the Immortal Flames. Yet though he has come to call Uldar home, it will never be his homeland. He is a son of Alamigo. And now that she is free, I thought it only a matter of time before he sought my leave to return to her. Indeed, I had resigned myself to his loss. Suffice it to say, I was greatly surprised to hear him speak so lightly of handing over the reins in Alamigo and retaking his place at my side. I will welcome him with open arms, of course. He is my most trusted advisor and my dearest friend. But I have known the man a long time, and beneath that steely gaze, I spied a flicker of doubt. Whether Raubarn chooses to remain in Uldar or return to Alamigo, I only wish that he do so with a heart unburdened by guilt or regret. Yet, how can he freely make such a choice, knowing how much I depend on him? It is past time that I learned to discharge my duties as a sultana alone. I must go forth and see my realm with my own eyes, and hear the wind with my own ears. Might I have your company for a brief adventure? Wonderful. Allow me a moment to change into something a touch less conspicuous, and I will join you outside.
It's the Gentleman of Light's adventuring companion. Wait, what? It's the Gentleman of Light's adventuring companion and the catty but cute reporter from Mithril's Eye. Well, well, if... Oh, wait! Wrong mission! Wrong mission! Oh! I just realized this is the Hildebrand mission. Oh, I just screwed up. I was just like, what is going on? And I'm like, oh, whoops. Wrong one. Wait, let me do this so I know not to go looking for it. No, this is Hildebrand. Turn off Hildebrand. Oh my gosh, I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, Mithril Eye, that's part of Hildebrand. I'm like, oh, wrong mission. Wrong mission. Where is she? Oh, the quicksand. What do you think of Lilaria the Merchant's Daughter? This is the disguise I don when I wish to leave the palace and observe my subjects unnoticed. Ordinarily, Papa Shan would accompany, but for this particular outing I need an advisor, not a minder. And that is why I requested your company. Over the course of your many adventures, you have met people from all walks of life in every corner of Eorzea, and I would make use of your worldly experience. Now let us be on our way. Our first destination is a stone's throw beyond the Gate of Ul'dah, or Gate of Nald. Pretty sure. Yeah. Man, I remember when I first showed up here. It was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know where I'm going. How far? Oh, okay, not that far. Oh, she's right there. Look upon these processions of tattered tents. These refugees camp in squalor at the mercy of the elements and Thanalin's predators both. The city's mighty walls offer safety, but the streets overflow with people as it is, and unless blessed by the hand of Nald himself, no refugee could ever hope to afford a dwelling in Ul'dah. 20 years have passed since the fall of Alamigo, five since the calamity. Wait a minute. Hold on. You mean to tell me that Realm Reborn, Heavensward, and Stormblood all take place within a year? Okay, I can see. I don't know. See, I would have like 6 years since the calamity. All right. Yet the plight of the poor has grown more desperate, not less. As Sultana, the blame falls upon me. Yes, my authority is limited, and that's an obstacle I must work to overcome. Shall we press on? I would follow the road of the unholy air. The road of the unholy air. Okay. Is that what this is called? I guess so. Wait, where is she? Oh, she's down there. Okay. Screw that, we're flying. Here it is. It was here, in this wholly unremarkable place, that my mother and father met their doom. I was but a child at the time. My parents were returning from an inspection of our interests in eastern Thanalan when an untimely rock slide crushed their carriage. To this day, it is not certain whether the incident was simple misfortune or an expertly planned assassination. Raban once offered to reopen the investigation and bring me the truth he assumed I I must surely crave, but I refused. Even if my parents' deaths were orchestrated by the Monetarius, we could only have brought their hirelings to justice. The true villain, those who plotted to put me on the throne, was a biddable was as a biddable puppet, were very beyond the reach. Thus, I did plan to strip the merchants of their power and place our nation in the hands of its citizens, quite unaware of the consequences of my actions would have for you and yours. I shudder to think how many goodly souls paid the price of my naivete. But I am no longer a child reciting words with witless obedience, and I will not be used as a pawn in the Monetarius damned games. Forgive me my outbursts. You are one of the few people with whom I feel I can speak my mind. Come, let us return to Ul'dah and visit the Colosseum. To the games! I do believe the Colosseum is like right over here. I think. No, it's a little farther over. Here we go. I think this is the Colosseum. Yeah. No, that's the guild. Where? Colosseum's inside. Here we go. Here's the Colosseum. From the moment I became Sultan, I found myself thrust in an endless parade of document signing and ceremonies. For years, I simply signed where I was told to sign, and sat where I was told to sit, blissfully oblivious to what any of it meant. Yet one good thing did come from that ignomin. Ugh. ignominious, ignominious chapter of my life, for it was during an official visit to the Colosseum that I first met Raban. The match I had been invited to attend was not at all what I expected. They had pitted the Bull of Alamigo against some dozen or so rival gladiators. Blinkered though I would not stand for so obvious an injustice, and demanded to see a fair fight, one man against another, and my royal wish was duly granted. It was not until later that I learned of the gambling ring which had arranged for Raban to die on the sands that day. Regardless, my intervention meant that Raban had but a single opponent to dispatch, which he duly did. And when he knelt before me to receive the winning purse, he swore that he would one day offer me his blade in service. Surrendered as I surrounded. I was like, what? Surrounded as I was by liars and manipulators, I confess I dismissed it as a pleasant piece of theater. But as you know, Rabans is a man of his word. Though it took him another 5 years of fighting on the blood sands, he amassed a fortune so great as to buy not only his freedom, but a seat on the syndicate, and then I had my blade.
Your Grace, you mustn't! The danger is too great! Please, Your Grace, come back! I beg of you!
It seems you're the one who needs looking after, Master Shum. Raban!
Your Grace, I have kept the promise made.
So you have, and in turn, so too shall I keep mine. With your winnings, you have become one of the 6 most wealthy souls in all Ul'dah, and so, as tradition dictates, Rauben Aldin, you have earned yourself a seat on the Syndicate. May your new station garner you still greater glories.
I am honored, Your Grace, and vow to serve with every fiber of my being from this day till my last. Long live the Sultana, and long live Ul'dah!
Words cannot well express what that man means to me. There are others who care deeply for my well-being, of course. Papa Sean's love for me as well, or as is that of a grandshire for his grandchild. But upon matters of governance, I cannot turn to bodyguards and maidservants for counsel. Raban, with the authority of his syndicate position, was the first sword I could wield. He was the only edge which could cut the strings that bound me. We must make haste. My absence will not go unnoticed by the Sultan Swern, for long, and there are other places I would like to visit. To the Azarinth Arzanith Ostery? Where's that? I'm just gonna follow her, because I don't know where I'm going. Okay, let me find me. Okay, cool. We're in the right way. Your Grace. Oh, okay, the Thermitage Guild. Okay, cool. Is there a... Well, we're right here at it. When the calamity threatened Raban led the Alliance forces in battle on the plains of Cartano, and I remained here. I prayed with all my heart that Archon Louis Sois would have the power to rouse the 12. He tried. Since that day, I have made a custom of visiting this shrine during each of my little excursions. Here I seek the blessings of Thal, reflect upon my choices, and ask myself, am I fulfilling my duty as Sultana? You are rightly celebrated as champion because you have led the line in hundreds of battles for the good of Eorzea. In much the same way, I believe the measure of a monarch lies in how she leads her people in times of adversity. If I am to be a sultana worthy of the name, I cannot turn a blind eye to the troubles facing Ul'dah. I have chosen my path, Sapphire. With Alamigo now freed from imperial chains, I finally see a way to aid the refugees by sending them back home. Already, many displaced Alamegans seek to begin the long trek home. To facilitate the process, I've made small contribution in artisan school in Rutgers Reach for any who wish to learn new trades. Realistically, however, it will take years for such training to yield tangible benefits. But we do not have years. These people will need shelter and employment if they are to survive, and this time, the Ul'dah Treasury shall provide. Precisely where and how to allocate the necessary funds, of course, is another question. Oh. I don't know how I've... Like, the Syndicate could probably help, but then they're powerful people who are problematic. And then... let's just go with that one. A wise suggestion. Mayhaps I'll visit the Gold Saucer in order... Oh, jeez. I haven't been there in a while. Its proprietor is a member of the Syndicate, and he is... So it didn't matter which way I went. Is one of the few who pay refugees a fair wage. I wonder, are you acquainted with Godbert Manderville? You're kidding. I know him. Then I need not explain his eccentric nature. Oh, eccentric is one way of putting it. Let us make our way to the landing, and I will see that word is sent to the Gold Saucer. Godbert should be only too glad to receive us. I don't think I've played the Gold Saucer on this character. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think I have. I'm pretty sure I have not. I've ridden aboard a public airship before, but this shall be my first time to visit the Gold Saucer. I must confess, I'm quite excited. Oh my gosh, it's been so long since I've been to the Gold Saucer. The Manderville Gold Saucer. Wow. I actually have not been in here on this character at all. I had heard descriptions of its splendor, yet I never dreamed it would be so bright and inviting. No, I couldn't possibly. We did not come here to fritter away the royal coin? Godbird is expecting us. Come, let us head directly to the lounge and ignore these gaudy temptations. I don't even know where the lounge is. Oh god. I am literally hunting. Oh, okay, so I'm like, where is... It's over there. I don't think I've attuned to anything in here, have I? Okay, so apparently I have been in here. My brain just did not realize it. I didn't fully attune. Cool. It's a little crazy to think I've been in here and had no idea what was going on. I believe this is where we are meant to meet Lord Manderville. Shall we sit while we wait his coming? My apologies, Your Grace. I have kept you waiting. No apologies are necessary, Godbert. My request was sudden, and you're kind to make yourself available on such short notice. When the intrepid Sapphire Destine and the Sultana herself come calling, there is no more important engagement. I don't like how tired I am. It's only 5 o'clock. As to the purpose of my visit, I would have your thoughts on how the Crown might best aid the refugees residing in Thanolin. You are aware, I am sure, that many Alamigos' displaced sons and daughters long to return to their newly liberated homeland, and you are also aware that they will suffer without shelter and work to sustain them. I would use our nation's wealth to spare them that suffering. What advice have you for me on the matter of how it best be distributed? The unusual circumstances of our meeting and your Grace's choice of companion, I would suggest to me a desire for an honest and unvarnished opinion. I shall give you one. My advice to you is stop taxing Uldal's wealth and save Alamigan refugees is a terrible, terrible idea. Oh, Stop. Taxing it all is wealth. Really? You oppose my proposition? Most emphatically, I agree with your grace that the refugees must have housing and employment, but what profit is there for Ul'dah in this arrangement? Oh, interesting. Profit. After all you've done for Girabanya's displacement, I thought the very last person to benefit from their misfortune. Forgive me, your grace, but you appear to be laboring under a misapprehension. It's a fine endeavor to support one's fellow man. I fear, however, that your stance is one born of pity. Your intent is to save the refugees, is it not? Oh, interesting. For our for all our potential, we are indolent creatures by nature. If unconditional charity is all we know, then we will begin to rely upon it to expect it. And then we must consider Uldah's own poor and downtrodden. Oh. Should they hear you spending the nation's coin, not to improve their lot, but to nurture distant citizens of Amigo, it's likely they will applaud your generosity. Surely it is not your grace's intent to foster new resentments, but to spread goodwill. Indeed, then any support I pledge to the refugees must promote self-sufficiency, whilst also serving the interests of the people of Ul'dah. Exactly so. Such an arrangement will create far more equitable relationship with the returning Alamegans, even as it generates revenue required to win the approval of your subjects. You have given me much to ponder, Lord Manderville. I thank you for your candor. I might see if I can get one more mission in and then end it. I kind of... That's gonna be a thing, because I kind of want to end it with her. Alright, let's get this one in. Sultana's Resolve. Yeah, I think I'll end it with this, and then do the last 3 missions later. Profit. The thought never crossed my mind, but standing about lamenting my naivety will not do anyone any good. I shall consider my lesson learned and press on. Sapphire, are you perchance acquainted with any successful merchants? If my attempt at philanthropy is obliged to reap a profit, it would seem wise to consult someone with a knack for business. I think. Oh yeah. Ordinarily, I wouldn't trust any agent of the East Aldenar Trading Company. But if you hold his Hancock fellow in high esteem, I am content to be led by you. You may repay my faith by journeying to distant Kugane and speaking with him on my behalf. Eager though I am to visit those shores, I'm not sure I have not the leisure for a lengthy sea voyage. Now I was like, what? Now, assuming you will travel as adventurers are wont to do, I shall await your report by the Aetherite in Ul'dah. A fair journey to you, Sapphire, and a swift one if you please. Alright, off to Kugane. Alright, where is Homeboy at? It's the Ruby Bazaar, right? Yep. Greetings, honored sir. Will you be entering the Ruby Bazaar office? Ruby Bazaar. I don't know why I said Ruby Red Bazaar. Sapphire, to what do I owe the pleasure, or are you here on business? I beg your pardon, Her Grace the Sultana would have my opinion on how to best invest the wealth of Ul'dah. My dear Sapphire, I thank you. I have you to thank for this recognition, I'm sure, and I'm flattered that you come to me. Truly flattered. You have butt speech. But why settle for a lowly apprentice when you can have the master? Upon matters of profit, there is no living soul better qualified to advise Her Grace than Chairman Lolorito, a man whose morning exertions are said to have filled his garter-robe with gold. I should be happy to arrange a meeting for you, say, at the Scion's former headquarters in Thanalin. The Waking Sands would seem a suitable neutral venue for negotiations, don't you think? Fare you well, Sapphire, and may your dealings prove fruitful. Back to Ul'dah. Huh. Alright, milady. Welcome back, Sapphire. Did your merchant friend have any useful advice to share? Yeah, he said talk to Lord Lolorito. I knew it! And you agreed to this? I am well aware of his standings in the field of business, but I had hoped to keep the monetaries at arm's length, and him in particular. Yeah. Nay, I cannot live in fear of the man. I must learn how to treat with him if I am to rule Ul'dah effectively. Very well, I will meet with Lolorito. Let us go on to the Waking Sands and prepare for his coming. I'm a little surprised they just teleported us there. So, this is where the Scions first congregated. I have heard many tales, but never had the occasion to visit. To work, then. The hour of the meeting draws near, and I would gather my thoughts and pray to see it that we have the appointed room to ourselves.
A personal summons from the Scions. This must be important business indeed. Though, if it concerns anything so underhand as an assassination, I fear I can be of little help.
I hate that smile.
You have made your point. It is indeed unsettling to find oneself seated across from an impassive mask. There, would this better please your grace? Or should I address you as Lady Lilira? Hmm?
Nay, the deception has served its purpose. I am glad to see you found amusement in my little jest, Lord Lolorito, but shall we proceed to the business at hand?
By all means. I must say, I'm most eager to hear your proposal.
Simply put, I would aid the refugees camped in Thanalan in their efforts to return to Alamigo. The reparations you paid in the wake of your earlier misdemeanors will be used to fund the endeavor, together with the fortune seized from the late Teleji Adeleji's estate. But this plan is not intended to benefit the displaced alone. I would make of this an investment which shall enrich Uldar and Alamigo both. And who better to consult on matters of profit than the wealthiest man in all of Thanalan? I beseech you then, Lord Lolorito, share with us your mercantile wisdom.
Ah, 'twould seem your grace has matured beyond acts of earnest yet misplaced charity. Pray tell me more. To summarize, in return for facilitating the repatriation of refugees and assisting in the establishment of new industry in Alamigo, you ask that a proportion of all subsequent profits be promised to Uldar. Huh, I am impressed, Your Grace. 'Tis an elegant solution, albeit one lacking certain crucial details, specifically which industry and where.
How swiftly you identify the weakness in my plan, just as I knew you would. Your travels have taken you across the length and breadth of Gir Abania, and you know the land far better than I. Which of the settlements you visited would best provide a home for our refugees? Which has the greatest potential to flourish, given the appropriate investment?
I don't remember where the Saltery is. I would say the middle one? I don't think it really matters, but it's just something that I'm trying to figure out the where. Let's go with Alighieri.
Yes, if a stable trade route can be established between Uldar and Alamigo, then Alighieri would once more become an important waypoint. But while such growth would greatly benefit its current residents, I'm afraid it could sustain little beyond that.
Let's go with the Saltery.
Ah, yes, that desolate little village on the shore of Loch Seld. I know the Saltery and its products well. The Imperial invasion brought an end to their more widespread distribution, much to the dismay of many a wealthy gourmand, myself included. Salt has ever been a transformative ingredient, and in this instance, I dare say, it could transform a modicum of effort into a mountain of gil.
The local citizens will need to be consulted, of course, but I trust the East Aldenar Trading Company can be relied upon to provide its assistance in negotiating a mutually beneficial arrangement.
Naturally, Your Grace. I shall dispatch representatives well versed in the extraction of this white gold and wring every last ounce of profit from its production. The Loch's bounty will contribute to Alamigo's enrichment, whilst easing the burden on the bull's aching shoulders, just as Your Grace desired.
deal is struck then.
I fear it will be many years before I feel comfortable taking part in such negotiations. But I shall not complain. We have piqued Lolorito's interest and secured his invaluable expertise. Thank you, Sapphire. I could not have done it without you. Okay. I will end this one here. Yeah, I'll end this one here, and then the last three missions of 4.1 will go up a little later. But once again, thank you for coming out. Thank you for viewing. Be good to yourself, be good to others, and of course, stay true to you. Laters.
Can you feel it wrapped around